Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode or installation of Revisiting Old Thoughts. Today, we will be reading another post from my youth, which is honestly not that long ago. I'm 20, so when I say my youth or like high school, that's like about 3 to 5 years ago, which is both a short time and a long time. It's all just perspective. It really depends on how you look at it. But today I was digging up my notes on my phone and I found one entry from April 2016. So I believe that would be my freshman year of high school. And I wanted to read it because it seemed more like a story than anything else, and I thought it would be interesting to read because everything in my journal is very personal, very day to day, a recollection of what I went through that day, and this one is a bit different. It seems kind of loaded, kind of personal still, so I'll just see where it takes us today, and I hope you enjoy reading along with me or listening to me. I'm sorry, I'm still working on this. When I entered high school, I was a couple of years late. In the sense that everyone else had been around sooner, and I jumped in out of the blue, catching up with a 3-semester worth of lessons in 1.5 semester. It was a punch one after another, each designed to knock me out, and each I avoided even if barely. Memories have piled up like mountains now. I was accepted and welcomed, treated like I've been around longer than I actually was. It was uplifting and motivating, and I couldn't ask for a better start, but it wasn't the people that I remembered the most from my sophomore year. It was the expiry dates my school stuck on every single poster and flyer. Expiry dates. On the 22nd of April, 2016, half of my batch cried. Over 20 people were going to leave the school, and that was the last Friday we would ever have in grade 10. Girls were sobbing in front of the lockers, and unprecedentedly, the guys also teared up a bit. Eyes red, nose running. Everyone could care less about what they looked like. I walked around them like I was lost, and I was reminded of my own graduation party at my old school. I cried too at that time, and that was perhaps why I could empathize with them. Because I know how it feels to part ways and bid goodbyes. Because I know how scary the concept of uncertainty is. Expiry dates. Stuck on every single announcement and notice pasted on the walls and windows. And every time the day comes for those sheets of paper to expire, they are nowhere to be seen on the following day. Somehow, these expiry dates reminded me of people's relationships. This life is not a circle with no start and no end. Our life is made out of intersecting lines and normals, intertwining here and there as we try to reach our destinations. We meet at a point, and we go different ways at another point. Maybe we'll meet again at another point, but chances are we won't. At times, a line gets too long and it's hard to see where it leads to. It'll meet with a lot of other lines and cross curves a couple of times. Yet, in the end, they're going to a specific destination, and no one else would be able to go exactly where you want. To me, people are like that. Relationships have an expiration date, and sometimes they come earlier than expected. When I first started reading this, I had no recollection of what I was thinking and when this occurred and why I felt this way. But as I kept on reading, I guess I unlocked some memories that I buried for no particular reason. It was just unimportant, I guess, to my growth. And now that I finished reading, I realized back in high school, whenever we had announcements, the posters would have expiry dates on them, as in dates where it should be taken down. So if on 22nd of December it's supposed to be taken down, it would be written on there, and then it would just be gone the next day, like what was written basically on my notes. And yeah, so I guess I just looked at it and was a bit emotional because everybody else was going to different schools. A lot of people from my high school went to colleges right after finishing their IGCSE. And to be honest, I didn't have a lot of close friends, I think, when I was in grade 10. Like, I was in the process of becoming very, very close to a couple of people, but I wasn't quite there yet. I was in a different class from everybody else in the grade because I came in a bit late. I came in grade 10, which means I had to catch up with the classes like I mentioned before, and that's why I wasn't in the same class as everyone else. My class had 6 students in it, and that's kind of like who I hung out with. My best friend, my childhood best friend, Akila, was actually there with me the whole time, which made things a lot easier. I think if she weren't there, I would have been very lonely. But thankfully she was there, and yeah, I didn't have a lot of close friends among the people who were moving away. There was one girl I was pretty close to because of choir, so there's that. But I think aside from that, I was more emotional because people around me were emotional, and seeing those posters and those dates, things turned here. I extrapolate a lot, especially when I was younger. Now my brain is just a mush of numbers and equations because, I don't know, I haven't written in so long because all I use my brain for right now is engineering. But yeah, I actually enjoyed reading this. I thought it was interesting because I didn't know. I thought of relationships this way back then. There's some truth to it. I do think that you can be friends with people for a long time, but at one point there's probably gonna be a last conversation. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you decide not to talk to them anymore. It's just that you don't have the time. As you grow up, you have different priorities, and it's normal for you to let go of things, including just people. So yeah, that was my entry from the 22nd of April 2016. I was 15. That was 5 years ago. Wow. Well, I hoped you enjoyed this video, and I might start making these a bit longer because I don't know, I think it's a nice way to just engage you all and introduce you to different thoughts that I had. I don't know, I just like doing these, and I personally like to listen to people ramble on and on before going to sleep. So maybe there's some of you who would like this to be longer so you could sleep to it, but who knows. So comment on the box down below and I would read them. But yeah, I will see you all very soon, and I hope you have a good day or a good week, and stay safe, stay healthy until then. Bye.